A century of change, women rise up. The 20th century was a time of incredible change for women. At the beginning of the century, women's roles were seen as limited, mostly confined to the home. Brave women, however, began to speak up and demand more rights. These pioneers, like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, fought tirelessly for women's suffrage, the right to vote. Their efforts were instrumental in securing this fundamental right for women in the United States and inspiring similar movements globally. These early feminists faced immense opposition and ridicule. They were often depicted as radical and unfeminine, but they persevered, knowing that their fight was about equality and justice. Their courage paved the way for future generations of women to pursue their dreams and aspirations. The fight for women's rights was not just about the vote. It was about challenging traditional gender roles and expectations. Women wanted the freedom to pursue education, careers, and lives beyond the domestic sphere. This movement for women's liberation gained momentum throughout the 20th century, leading to significant social and cultural shifts. Breaking barriers, votes, jobs, and education. The fight for suffrage culminated in 1920 when women in the United States finally won the right to vote. This victory was a testament to the dedication and sacrifice of countless women who dedicated their lives to this cause. The right to vote was a significant milestone, giving women a voice in the political process and paving the way for further advancements in women's rights. With the right to vote secured, women began to make strides in other areas such as education and employment. More women pursued higher education, breaking down barriers in traditionally male-dominated fields. Women entered the workforce in increasing numbers, taking on roles that were previously considered unsuitable for them. World War II had a profound impact on women's roles in society. With men away fighting, women took on traditionally male jobs in factories and shipyards. This experience challenged traditional gender roles and demonstrated that women were capable of performing work previously thought to be exclusively for men. Women conquer the field, champions arise. The 20th century saw a surge in women's participation in sports. Early pioneers like Gertrude Ederle, who in 1926 became the first woman to swim the English Channel, challenged traditional notions of femininity and athleticism. Ederle's feat was a testament to her strength, determination, and unwavering spirit. As women continued to break down barriers in sports, they inspired generations of young girls to pursue their athletic dreams. The establishment of professional women's sports leagues such as the Women's Tennis Association and the Women's National Basketball Association provided female athletes with opportunities to compete at the highest levels and showcase their talents to the world. The achievements of female athletes throughout the 20th century helped to redefine societal expectations of women's capabilities. These trailblazers demonstrated that women could excel in any field, regardless of gender stereotypes. Their dedication, perseverance, and unwavering pursuit of excellence served as an inspiration to people around the globe. From corsets to power suits, fashion evolution. Fashion played a significant role in reflecting the changing roles of women throughout the 20th century. In the early 1900s, women's clothing was often restrictive and uncomfortable, reflecting the societal expectation for women to conform to a certain image of femininity. Corsets, long skirts, and elaborate hats were the norm. However, as women began to challenge traditional gender roles, their clothing choices reflected this newfound freedom and independence. The flapper dresses of the 1920s, with their shorter hemlines and loose-fitting styles, symbolized a rejection of Victorian-era restrictions. Women embraced comfort and practicality, opting for clothing that allowed for greater mobility and self-expression. The latter half of the 20th century saw further evolution in women's fashion. The rise of the feminist movement in the 1960s and 1970s led to a rejection of overly feminine styles in favor of more androgynous looks. Women embraced pantsuits, jeans, and other clothing items previously considered masculine.